Shabbat Shalom. So welcome to our Shabbat / belated Simchat Torah trivia service. We'll begin our service tonight with lighting candles. I'd like to invite up Sarah to light our Shabbat candles. And Maggie. Bring a friend.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, you want to do the English reading? Yes.
May our eyes sparkle with the light of Torah, and our ears hear the music of its words. May the space between each letter of the scrolls bring warmth and comfort to our soul. May the syllables draw holiness from our hearts, and may this holiness bring peace to us and to all God's creatures.
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And at this point in our service, we think of the week that has passed, and we hold on to all of the good things from this past week. So if you had an experience that inspired gratitude, if you have some good news to share, no matter how big or how small, I invite you to share that joy with the community now. Yeah, Pat? Yes. Mazel tov. Can have a real Shabbat after many decades in the workforce. Mazel tov on your retirement. Alyssa?
My introduction classroom is all set up, and I got to meet my students today.
Wonderful. So glad you got to meet your students. So we thank God for these blessings, including the blessing of simply being alive for this moment in time with the words of Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu hazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu hazman hazeh. So tonight we're abbreviating our Shabbat service a little bit just so that we have more time for Torah, and we're going to sing only the prayers that actually are found in the Torah rather than some of the extras that were added centuries later. So first, and I don't know how tiny the screen is, I try to push it as close to you as possible, but if anyone needs a magnifying glass, let me know. First, I would like you to guess our first very important Jewish prayer found in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6. Is it A, the Shema V'Ahavta, B, the Avot and Gevurot, or C, Eli, Eli? Which one's found in the Torah in the book of Deuteronomy? A, right? So we're going to zoom in and start with the most important prayer, the Shema, which comes directly from the Torah. So please rise for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Please be seated. We continue with the line right after the Shema in the Torah. It goes straight from Echad to Ve'ahavta. The Baruch Shem line comes from Midrashic tradition, much later than the biblical source. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha Vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha nibarta bam bishivtecha beveitecha uvelechtecha vaderech Ushoch becha uvkumecha Ukshartam lehot al yadecha Vehayu letotafot beineinecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha Uvisharecha Leman tizkeru Vasitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem kadoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. And so it was the rabbis who added the prayers we do before the Shema, like Ma'ariv Aravim, which we turn into Roll Into Dark, and a prayer about love, the Torah as a symbol of love. They also add one prayer after, but they're not completely making it up. It's based around the next prayer from the Torah, which is it A, V'ahavta, B, Oseh Shalom, or C, Micha Mocha? See, Micha Mocha. So one of the cool things about poetry in the Torah is that it's got a unique format. So here you can see significant gaps that show that this is a special song that goes back even further than some other biblical texts, which includes the words of Micha Mocha, which the rabbis turn into a longer prayer of redemption. So we're going to sing Micha Mocha together. And then after Micha Mocha, we usually sing another prayer from the Torah. Is it A, Ve'ahavta, B, Vishamru, or C, Avot Ve'imahot? Whoever said Vishamru is right. So every word in Vishamru comes directly from the Torah. You can see the first underlined word starts with the Vav of Vishamru. And we're going to sing that prayer together. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And the next prayer we're going to do is based on a concept we find in the Torah. Maybe not every literal word, but is it A, a prayer for healing, B, a prayer for hearing the shofar, or C, lechadodi? A. So Debbie Friedman wrote Misha Berach, which we're used to using as our prayer for healing. But some other musical composers took the 5 words from the Torah that Moses uses to pray for his sister Miriam's healing when she's afflicted with this terrible skin disease and banished from the community until she has healed. All Moses says, this man who wrote almost 5 books, right, just nonstop words when it comes to praying for his own sister, all he could get out was, please God, please heal her. So in Hebrew, that's El Na Refan Allah, but we're going to do the Debbie Friedman Misha Berach to pray for our loved ones tonight. Since more of us are familiar with that than El Na Refan Allah. So tonight we pray for Beth Levine, Rabbi Jerry Levy, Jean Sanders. And are there other loved ones whose healing we wish to pray for tonight? With the power of community, we pray for their refuah shlema, the words of Misha Berach. Before I think our first trivia game was a little too easy. We talked about the passages that I point out every year on Simchat Torah when we unroll the whole scroll. So now I want to play a little bit more challenging of a trivia game to see how well you know quotes from the Torah versus things you've heard on TV. Okay? So we're going to play America's favorite Torah-themed game show, which was just created this week, but it's already a favorite, TV or Torah. So we're going to divide into two teams. I'm thinking from Fran to Lori. You'll be team Aleph. And then Margaret and everyone through Ron, you'll be team Bet. And we need someone who's fast at lifting a stuffed Torah. This is how you buzz in for your team, okay? Don will be the lifter. Your team Aleph. Okay, so for our Torah buzzers, you're going to lift when you want to answer. Different strategies may apply, right? You could just lift whether or not you think anyone on your team knows the answer. Then you must deal with the consequences. Or you can wait until you see someone on your team or you yourself know the answer. So you want to make it a participatory thing, so not just the Torah lifters are sharing answers. And for each question, it's possible to earn not just 1, but 2 whole points. So if you answer correctly, whether the line comes from the Torah or a TV show, just answering that alone gives you 1 point. But if you want to earn the full 2 points, if it's a Torah quote, you need to say which of the 5 books it comes from. Is it? And you've got a 20% chance even if you guess randomly. Luckily, there's only 5 books to choose from. And in case you can't remember their names, we have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Okay? So the Torah ones will be a little bit easier to answer because there's only 5 possibilities of which book it could come from. When it comes to television shows, it could be any show. One of the shows is not even in English. It's from another country. So we'll see if anyone can guess that. All right, does everyone understand how the point system works and how the game works? We'll find out with the first question, won't we? Okay. So first question, get ready to buzz. I am who I am. TV or Torah? Who lifted first? All right. Torah is correct. Which book of the Torah is that from? Exodus, right? That is God talking to Moses. Moses says, so I specifically made it only television shows, not movies. Yeah. So we're going to call this one a Torah quote, even if it may have been featured in television movies or by talking horses, as often happens with Torah quotes. So this is where Moses is saying, God, you want me to go talk to these Israelites who've been enslaved for so long. What am I supposed to tell them, right? They're going to ask who sent me. How do I explain who you are when they've felt so estranged from you for such a long time? And God just says, Ehyeh asher ehyeh, I am that I am, I will be what I will be. I'm just myself, right? There's not a great definition. All right, next quote, TV or Torah? I am what I am, and that's all what I am. All right. TV. What show is that from? Popeye the Sailor Man. Nice speed. Nicely done. All right, next quote. No, that was pretty impressive speed. Next time you see my face, show some respect. Maggie. TV. What show is this from? Show some respect. Yes, it's from The Sopranos. I heard it from Alyssa first.
I heard John say it first.
I'm not good at judging who does things first, so the first team to answer TV or Torah gets a first chance. Until they get it wrong, the other team needs to remain quiet and not give away the answers because you have a chance to steal the points. All right. Ready for the next one? Okay. You cannot see my face, no one may see me and live. All right, John was faster. Torah, 1 point. And which book of the Torah is this quote from?
I'm gonna go with
20% chance at a random guess. Leviticus, it's actually Exodus again. So 1 point. They get 1 point, no, just for the TV or Torah.
They're very loud and they're very soft.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can get 1 or 2 points, right?
You got a point for the Torah.
They don't get the other point, and I guess not for Torah questions. It's too easy, because then it's a 25% chance.
I love how she's giving us extra points too.
All right. Ready for the next line? Come taste the difference good fruit can make in your wine. Maggie, you're first?
That's TV.
TV, and which show is it from?
Anybody? Somebody said Sex and the City. I don't feel like that's right.
Okay. That is not right. Do you want to guess what show it's from?
Oh, wait, is it, oh, what is that? Is it Schitt's Creek? No.
It is Schitt's Creek. But, yeah. This is Moira Rose when she's trying to sell wine. Yeah, you missed the first chance. So, if we were doing half points, I would give that a half point. But I think we're going to keep it simple for Rachel. Okay.
Sorry. It is confusing.
Yes.
It's confusing. Here you go.
All right. Next line. When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, she took of the fruit and ate. She also gave some to her husband, and he ate. So I saw John first. Yeah. So TV or Torah?
that's
Torah. And which book is it in? You are right. So that is the very beginning of the Torah. 3rd chapter describing Eve, right? There's one tree that they can't eat from. The snake convinces her to try some of the fruit, and then she shares it. Okay. Should we institute Jeopardy rules? All right. So, I mean, you can read it faster than I read aloud if you want that edge, right? Okay. Next quote, the tribe has spoken. I don't know. Who was first? I can't hear. Who was first? Okay, Maggie, TV. Which show is it from? That is correct. And random Oramy fact is Survivor is one of Maria's favorite shows. So if you ever want to talk about reality TV with Maria in the office, she loves Survivor. Okay. Next line. There will be a man from each tribe with you. I think John was first. TV or Torah? Torah. And which book do you think it might be from? Exodus is a great guess, but it's in Numbers. So God's kind of talking about the leadership structure. Moses isn't completely alone. There's going to be a tribal structure, and they've got like different heads of the tribes and such. Okay. Next line. Justice, justice shall you pursue. All right. John? Torah. And which book of the Torah? That is correct. So a very famous line, random fact about this line, one of the favorite sayings from the Torah of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice shall you pursue. All right, next line. If you want justice, you've come to the wrong place. Maggie. Excellent. And which show is it from? Good guess, but no. Other team, would you like to guess where someone may have said that? No guesses? Good. So we had a lot of like law-oriented shows. So this is actually from Game of Thrones. Yeah. Okay. All right, next line. There are certain rules about a war. I think John was up first.
I'm gonna go with
TV is correct. Which show is it from? I'll give you a hint. It's a show with war being a part of the plot pretty frequently. So it's from MASH. Oh, sorry, I forgot to give you a turn. All right. Did you know it was MASH? I think we can give them a point.
That's what Rabbi said. She should give them a point. So
All right.
I listened to her. I don't make the rules.
All right. Next line. If the city will not make peace with you but makes war against you instead, then you have to besiege it. I think John was first up. Torah is correct. Which book of the Torah?
I think it's Exodus.
Exodus is a good guess, but it's Deuteronomy. Well, for Torah ones, it's too easy. Okay. Okay. Next line.
Maybe can I make it? Yeah. Can we wait till Rabbi finishes, just so it's a little bit more fair? We're not just
Yeah, that I can't tell who raises their hand first, and Rachel's trying to guess. Okay. Next line. Jeopardy rules. Wait until the question is done being asked. Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people. Torah. And which book do you think it's in?
I'm hearing Deuteronomy.
Good guess, but it's Leviticus. It's actually from our Yom Kippur afternoon Torah reading. All right. Next line. A danger of retaliation lies on the furthering the cycle of violence. Still, it's a risk that must be met, and the greater offense is to allow the guilty to go unpunished. So it looks like John was first. TV or Torah?
TV.
TV is correct. Do you know which show it's from?
Law and Order.
Not Law and Order. Does the other team want to guess? So it's a show called Revenge. Okay. All right, next line. Choose life so that you and your children after you will live. Looked like John was first.
And I'm going to jump the gun.
Do you want to give the other team a chance since it's for the false start? Okay. All right, TV or Torah? Torah. Which book of the Torah?
I'm getting Exodus from my team.
All right, it's from Deuteronomy. Next line. So pick me, choose me, love me. I think Maggie was first. Correct. I'm glad you're taking this seriously. It's an Olympic sport. Okay. Oh, I guess because you don't want strangers calling you at home. Well, now you know how I feel. Okay, John? TV or Torah? Okay, there's no telephones in biblical times. Which show is it from?
What? Seinfeld.
Correct. 2 points.
Oh, I saw that episode.
State of the art, yeah. Next line, you shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the feelings of a stranger, having yourselves been strangers in the land of Egypt. TV or Torah?
Ooh, that was the same time. I don't know. They literally did.
It's our turn.
What's the score look like? We'll give... Okay. All right, yep. Okay, and which book? So it's in Exodus. So 1 point at least. Okay. Next line. I dreamed that you were a dog and that the dog was my husband. It was the worst dream ever.
That's TV.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any idea which show this is from? Does this team want to guess? I think if we had some teenagers here into Japanese culture, they might know this one. This one's not even in English. Good guess. So it's from a show called Toradora, which is Japanese for tiger dragon. So, yeah. 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 All right, next line. Look, I have had another dream. Behold, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me. John? Okay, TV or Torah?
That's Torah.
And which book?
That's Genesis.
Genesis is correct. That is Joseph talking to his brothers in Genesis chapter 37. Excellent. The ultimate Cliff Notes. Okay. All right, next line. Now he was very humble, more humble than any other man on the face of the earth. TV or Torah?
Torah.
Correct. And which book is it from?
Exodus.
So that is from Numbers, and it's talking about Moses, right? Next line. The only thing I'm not good at is modesty because I'm great at it. John? TV. Any clue which show it comes from? So Golden Girls, any guesses from the other team? All right, so it's from a show called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, Andy Samberg's in it. Nice Jewish boy. Next line, just have a little faith. Maggie?
That's TV.
TV, and which show is it from?
I feel like that could become a lot of things. Yes. Wait, what? Yes, from the back. I would have gone with, I mean, Alyssa's guesses is pretty good one. Touch my neighbor.
No. Does this team want to guess which show this is from?
Just have a little faith. I don't know.
All right, so it's from a show called Prison Break. So got a lot of TV to catch up on. Yeah, I Googled some good TV quotes. I haven't seen all of these shows. So. Most of them I hear from Rachel about. Okay. She's got a lot of time on airplanes to watch things. So, okay. Next line, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid of them. TV or Torah?
Torah.
Torah is correct. Which book?
Genesis.
From Deuteronomy.
Oh, you can get it.
Hmm?
No, but that's what he said.
Joshua? Some phrases are in multiple books, but we see this when they're talking about moving into the land and the other groups of people they're going to encounter. The people are really scared, and they continue to be scared when Moses is no longer in charge and it's Joshua. And Joshua gives them this pep talk that's like, be courageous, go out there, right? So that's phrase like chazak ve'ematz, right? Be strong and courageous, does appear in Joshua as well. So I wish I could give you half a point for that knowledge. But Joshua is not in the Torah, so yeah. So close. Next line and last line. You know what makes a person good? A good person good? When a good person does something bad, they own up to it. They try to learn something from it, and they move on. TV. And do you know which show it's from? So you get a guess, and if you don't get it right, the other team has a chance to steal. So Lost is not correct. Good guess, but it's from Parks and Recreation. So Ron Swanson. Yeah. All right. So this is all of our trivia. Who?
Team Olive.
Team Olive. Give yourselves a round of applause. And Team Bet played very well. Okay, are you in the mood, since we ended with a little TV, are you in the mood for a quick Torah reading? Would you like to see the Torah scrolls tonight? Okay. All right. So if you'd like to rise as we bring our full-size Torahs, you can keep your stuffed friend Torah near you for a little bit longer. Yeah.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael B'Kdushato. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah, Baruch atah. Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'tziva'anu la'asot b'divrei Torah la'asot b'divrei Torah.
And please be seated. So we're going to do a group aliyah tonight. Everyone together. 1, 2, 3. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai. Noten haTorah. So this is Deuteronomy, the last book of the Torah, talking a little bit about Moses and his significance. V'lo kam navi od b'Yisrael k'Moshe, asher yida'o Adonai panim el panim, lechol ha'otot ve'hamofetim, asher shlacho Adonai la'asot be'eretz Mitzrayim, lefaro ulechol avadav ulechol arto. Ulechol hayad hachazaka, ulechol hamora hagadol, asher asa Moshe le'enei kol Yisrael. So we finished the last book of the Torah, and I timed this earlier. It takes about 2 minutes to roll per book. We've got 5 books of the Torah, so that's 10 minutes. So I pre-rolled another scroll. So if you would join me in saying the traditional saying when you finish a book of Torah, we use that same word in Joshua, right? Chazak, be strong. So chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. So be strong, and may we strengthen one another. And we'll get out our other scroll. So please rise as we open the ark again.
Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha devarim, ha'olam, ha'olam omeid. Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha devarim, Ashlosha devarim, ha'olam, ha'olam ve'al gemilud hasadim. Ashlosha devarim. Ashlosha devarim. Ashlosha devarim. Ha'olam omed. Ashlosha devarim. Ashlosha devarim. Ashlosha devarim. Ha'olam omed.
And please be seated. Can you stand on the other side? It's ruining it. All right, so you can see the Torah's a lot puffier on this side now and empty almost to the wood on the other side. We'll start from the very beginning of the Torah. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu ve'choshech al penei tehom ve'ruach Elohim merachefet al penei hamayim vayomer Elohim yehi or vayhi or vayar Elohim et haor ki tov Vayavdel Elohim bein haor uvein hachoshech. Vayikra Elohim laor yom velachoshech kara laila. Vayhi erev vayhi voker yom echad. And now we'll all say the blessing after the Torah reading together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
And is there anyone who would like to help dress the Torah tonight? You just put a little belt around it. Joel? Okay. And please rise as we lift the Torah. Yep. It's pretty heavy on the left.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael api Adonai b'yad Moshe. It is a tree of life to them they hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them they hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Eitz chaim hi le'machazikim avetochecha me'ushar. Eitz chaim hi le'machazikim avetochecha me'ushar. Shalom, 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 shalom.
And please be seated. There are stars up above, so far away that we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways you remember. Tonight we remember with love Hilda Molly Lizelle, mother of Lisa Levine, Sally Fiery, and the Yartzites of Ruth Ferris, mother of Will Ferris, Howard Klein, longtime member of ORME, Dorothy Mockrick, aunt of Art Matz, Naomi Paul, mother of Isabel Paul, Samuel Ringel, grandfather of David Goldsmith, Frank Walter Scheffler, father of Lisa Wilburn, and Lillian Stein, aunt of Jeff Hansel. Are there other loved ones we wish to remember tonight? Zichronam Libracha, may their memories always be a blessing. We rise as a community of support for the mourners Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olomei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei Dekudesha B'richu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. And before we conclude with Oseh shalom, we have a few announcements.
But you may be seated first. And
Yes.
Lori, I handed you some announcements.
Tomorrow we have Torah study at 11 o'clock, in person and virtual. Sunday we have religious school, second day of religious school. And on Monday, October 4th, the ORME Book Club will be meeting online to discuss The Sunflower on the Possibilities and Limits of Forgiveness by Simon Wiesenthal. That's a virtual meeting. And I have a special announcement about risk. Join us as we discuss important issues affecting the Richmond community, including increasing access to affordable housing, decreasing gun violence, and addressing the causes and effects of climate change, such as local flooding. We will be sharing personal stories about how these issues have affected our lives or the lives of our loved ones. Then, with the help of our interfaith friends, researchers, and community advocates from RISC, we will identify an achievable goal to address each issue in our community. If you cannot attend this meeting in person, we will have another virtual house meeting on Tuesday, October 12th at 7 p.m. So that meeting is this Sunday, right, Marilyn? Okay. Oh, at 4 o'clock. Okay, it will be at 4 o'clock this Sunday out on the patio. Okay. And last announcement, there's still time to join religious school. Those of you who are attending virtually and have children and are interested, contact Rabbi Ahuva or visit the ORME website for details. And that's it, I believe. Shabbat Shalom.
So now we conclude our service with Oseh Shalom.
Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, be'al kol Yisrael, be'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Oseh shalom, Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, be'al kol Yisrael, be'al kol yoshvei tevel,
that's a new to us melody from
sorry.
Nava Tequila. If you'd like to look them up on YouTube or online, you can hear that version of Osei Shalom and a lot of other great music they do. But for now, if you'd like to join us in the patio for Kiddush and Motzi, that would be wonderful. Shabbat Shalom and
Shabbat shalom.
belated Chag Sameach.